you by Podcast City Network.
It is time to play.
You're listening to The Everett Lee Show. Let's go! A shot of entertainment to the head.
No doubt.
So sit back, relax, put your drinks up, and enjoy the entertainment.
Okay.
Now we come to the payoff.
Let's rock.
Welcome, everyone, to the Everett Lee Show podcast. I'm Everett Lee. Quick shout out to all my followers on Twitter. Follow me at TheEverettLeeShow. Facebook.com/TheEverettLee. That thumbs up. And also, Podcast City Network. Head over to PodcastCity.net for the latest podcasts and shows on the network. Say, cut the damn music.
Cut the freaking music.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, joining me, he's back. He's finally back after a long absence. After digging holes, flipping bills, or whatever the hell you want to call it, McShaft is in the house tonight with me.
I have been doing lots of chemical experiments and other type of experiments, and yeah, so I'm back.
Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, though, we're not alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in the house tonight, we have none other than the voice of CCE Presents, the voice of the DeLand Rock and Metal Festival. I love saying that. I will always say that. What do you say there? Chris Carnage.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, I come out and I say, hey, fans.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
How you doing there, Mr. Carnage?
Oh, you know, just hanging in there, enjoying Cinco de Mayo. Getting them down while I can.
Oh, you said Cinco de Mayo?
Drinko Demayo.
Drinko de Mayo.
See.
That's right. Well, guess what? How about this? Let's play a little bit of this.
Uno mas. Uno mas. Uno mas.
Alista Viva. Wait, no, that's not Wrong Holiday. Is that the Wrong Holiday?
Donde está la biblioteca?
Oh, man. Damn! Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's podcast is none other than brought to you by Sports Sanity. Head over to sportsanity.com for the latest Podcast City Network shirts. Be sure to let Podcast City Network know that they sent you for your t-shirts. City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida, home of Draft Day, the official host of Draft Day, City Limits Tap Room. Head over there for some nice brew, watch some sports, play some pool, shoot some darts, go out to the backyard area where you can watch a live performance on special events hosted there at City Limits Tap Room in DeLand, Florida. Also, Atlantic Sounds, the official host of Podcast City Network. Head over to Atlantic Sounds off of International Avenue in Daytona Beach. Go in there and let them know Podcast City Network sent you because you won some finals. And this is all brought to you by Podcast City Network. Head over to podcastcity.net for the latest podcast of The Everett Lee Show, ELS Uncut, Films a Classic, Chris Carnage Show, Imaginarium with Scott and Todd, Super Radio Brothers, and Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and Wrestle Popcast, all coming to you on podcastcity.net. Head over to facebook.com/podcastcitynetwork. Hit that thumbs up. And send us a tweet on Twitter at podcastcitynet. Wow.
While I got you both here, it's been a while since I've been on this show. So I just want to throw something out here that I actually found out the other day. Mm-hmm. So, like when you have a group of animals, like they usually have a nickname, like what's it going? Like a sheep. You have a group of sheep, they're called like a herd of sheep, like multiple geese or just called geese or whatever.
Yeah.
So, do you know what a pack of moles is called?
What?
Okay. So, I had this discussion the other night. Chris, do you know what a pack of moles is called?
I have no idea.
Okay. So, a male mole is called a boar. A female is called a sow. And a group of moles is called a labor. Okay? A labor of moles.
What? Where do you come up with this stuff,
Well,
man?
I was walking through my yard the other day and I found a dead mole. I guess one of the neighborhood cats had taken out. So I was just curious, like, what do you call a group of moles?
Oh, man.
I had this discussion the other night with a group of people. No one knew it.
That's crazy, man. That is definitely crazy. I'll tell you what's crazy. Stuff going on in the sports world. Ain't that right, Chris?
Oh, man. I have all kinds of things I can talk about with sports. You know why? Because the Boston Red Sox are one of the hottest starts ever, literally, in franchise history. It's amazing. They started out, was it 16-2? Who starts out that way? They're just beating everybody. And it's just been immensely crazy. I tell you what, you just need to catch it right now if you haven't been watching them.
Sounds like my love life, 16-2.
Everett Lee Show. We are one the one entity. The only entity for podcasting. We have been watching you. You are on our sites. Be afraid.
And that's really all I have to say about that.
Wow.
I agree. I agree.
I didn't what the hell just happened? What the hell just happened?
What?
Did you guys are you guys screwing with me?
Did you spill the beer on your keyboard?
No. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Chris, what are you doing to me, man? You playing with me, man?
I'm sitting here enjoying Drinko Demayo. What are you doing?
I'm sitting here. We're sitting here doing a podcast, man.
I have a La Cerveza del Pacifico.
Did you notice any interruption?
I noticed something was going on. The picture got kind of weird.
What the hell's that? Did you guys catch that? I caught it on my end. What
Maybe
about
we just
you
need to
guys?
update our software or something. I don't know.
It is updated. I updated my damn software. I updated freaking everything.
Maybe you should go into a Mac.
Are you pulling something on your end, Chris?
I can't pull nothing. I've been drinking too much.
You know, usually when I drink too much, I like to pull something.
What the hell? Did you catch that hashtag? The poison is coming. Hashtag the poison is coming. What the hell's that? Hashtag May 9th.
I mean, is it a Poison tribute band?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't see the logo. It was blurred out. Whatever the hell it was. Who the hell is screwing with me? That happened before earlier this year, did it? Or didn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Why do people have to freaking screw it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I guess podcasting network is getting big that everybody wants a piece of the action, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even catch everything you said about the Red Sox, though. But you could tell me later, Chris, man. You know, we'll talk about it later.
It's okay. We'll talk about it. You know, they're doing great. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
I think I have one pair of Red Sox in my drawer. I think most of those are like black.
Damn!
Oh, man, you're crazy. You're crazy. You know what, though? I'll tell you what else is crazy. You get some random Reddit threads, don't you, there, McShaft?
Oh, I do. Should we hit the intro?
Yes, we should. Let's hit it.
Random Reddit thread.
Ooh. All right.
All right.
Here we are.
So we got some good stuff here on the random Reddit thread this week.
What do we got this week?
I'm back in black, and I'm here with some random ass information for you. We should do like the meme where it's like hashtag hits blunt, and then you just theorize. All right. Chris, this one's for you. So, spiked dog collars, okay?
Yeah,
They were invented by the ancient Greeks who would use them on their sheepdogs to protect their necks from wolves.
Wow.
You're crazy.
Right.
You're crazy. What else? What else we got?
Coke products and Pepsi products are packed differently. So next time you go to the store, check this out. If you buy a 12-pack cans of any Coke product, it will be arranged as 2 rows of 6. And Pepsi products will always be a 4x3. Like that?
Where'd you come up with this stuff at, man?
I don't know.
You're on your phone all day anyway. This is
So,
what you do at work, huh? What else?
In 24 hours, so one day, the average human will fart about a balloon's worth of gas.
Oh my God.
So if you wanted to walk from Finland to North Korea, you would only have to cross one country. Can you guess what that is?
What's that?
Russia.
Russia.
So they are literally one country away. The founder of Match.com, his name is Gary Crimmon. He lost his girlfriend to a guy she met on Match.com.
What are you laughing at?
Dr. Seuss, the great and powerful Dr. Seuss, wrote Green Eggs and Ham because someone bet him he couldn't write a book with 50 or less words. Think about that. Okay.
Oh my God.
Fun fact: we are all golden. All humans contain $0.001 worth of gold. So if we take the population of the Earth and take the gold out of them, we would have $7 million worth of gold.
Really?
Think about that.
Really? Huh.
Facial hair grows.
Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
I wonder where they extract the gold from. Like they just make you like piss it out or something.
Oh my God.
Facial hair grows faster than any other hair on the human body. If the average man never shaved his beard, it would grow to over 30 feet in his lifetime, which is longer than a killer whale.
That is crazy.
Think about that. The brain itself cannot feel pain. While the brain might be the pain center when you cut your finger or burn yourself, the brain itself does not have pain receptors. It cannot feel pain. That means your head can't hurt.
Wow.
And that's all we got for my random ass shit today.
Well, Chris, what do you think about all this information here, man? I learned a lot just by McShaft. I don't need to watch TV.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, you do. You do. And that right there is your random Reddit threads for this week on The Everett Lee Show, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to tune back in next week and the week after for some more facts, fun facts, brought to you by The Everett Lee Show and
McShaft. I'm like alcohol. I don't know.
Well, tell you what. Let's jump in and see what's tweeting around on the internet. What do you say, Chris?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
What is twitting?
Tweeting around?
Twitting. No, I'm saying what is currently twitting?
All right. I got to throw this out here, okay?
Okay.
Is that right now the number one movie in America is, of course, what, guys?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Biography.
The Avengers.
Jenna Jameson, so he said.
No.
What is the number one movie, guys? What is it?
Avatar.
Nah, it's
Oh, we all know it's Infinity War.
yeah, of course, the Infinity War. Have you guys
But the
seen
funny
that yet?
part, though, is that it doesn't go on for an infinity.
It only goes on for so long.
It does.
You know? It does.
Yeah.
It does. Well, apparently, I guess, in 11 days, the Avengers Infinity War has crossed the 1 billion mark in a record 11 days. ComingSoon.net's reporting that Avengers Infinity War is crossing the 1 billion mark at the global box office today at a record of 11 days. The record was previously held by Disney's own Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which surpassed a mark in 12 days. Out of the 34 films that have reached this milestone in industry history, this is Marvel Studios' 6th and Disney's 17th film. It earned about $31.4 at the domestic box office on Friday and added a 38.1 million internationally for a global day of 69.5 million. That means the film has grossed in more than 369.7 million in North America and 604.8 million overseas for a worldwide nation of 974.5 million roughly through Friday, May 4th, and it will be opening in China on May 11th. Man. In addition, on Friday, May 4th, Walt Disney Studios surpassed the $3 billion in global grosses for the calendar year. They grossed in about domestically between about 292 billion and 1.727 billion internationally. This is the fastest the mark has been reached, surpassing the previous record set by Disney on May 6, 2016. It's big, man. You know, Marvel has knocked it out of the park again. I just got to say that they've knocked it out of the park. But
why can't I have that bankroll?
Who cannot have that bankroll, man? You know, it's like all of us would love to have that type of bankroll. You know, for making a movie like that is successful. You know, I mean, out of all the Marvel
maybe
movies,
Disney will buy Podcast City Network.
yeah, Disney's gonna buy us out.
Jeez.
And I'll just only take
Chris Carnage is marketable.
The mouse is looking for us.
Yeah, you imagine that? Go to Disney and get your picture taken with Chris Carnage.
I mean, I would.
They push your stomach. He goes, "Hey, fans."
I mean, could you imagine if Pixar did a movie about you?
All toys would take off.
Could you imagine that? It's like
shorts.
It'd be like The Incredibles, but like instead of superhero, it'd be like wrestling.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
It would be. What are you drinking there, Chris? I seen you hold up your drink there. What you got?
Oh, this is just a good old just Jim Beam and Coke, because I don't do all kinds of craziness.
You don't do all
craziness. The last time you got like obliterated drunk, I saw you like riding on the back of a llama with like I can't even describe what was going on.
Are you talking about when I had the beer backpack that was just a keg and I was in nothing but my shorts?
Damn. Yes. Remember that time that we got really drunk and
force to be reckoned with,
and stole that guy's chickens and let them loose in the middle of the downtown DeLand?
Oh man, that's crazy. I should have been there for that.
Neither confirm nor deny anything.
Remember that one time when we went to Walmart and I ate those cold breadsticks on the way back?
Oh God, yeah, I remember that, man. That was some crazy shit. I'll tell you what is crazy though. Is
taxes.
That's one thing that's crazy. But how many Marvel movie films there is right before Avengers: Infinity War?
12.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Did you count it right?
I think it's like I just guessed.
About 12. I want to ask you guys, out of all the Marvel movies, what's that?
Yeah, I think there's like 3 to every series.
Yeah, there's like 3 phases.
Well, we got 3 Iron Mans, 2 Captain America. No, 3 Captain Americas,
3 Thors.
Ant-Man.
We have an
Doctor Strange. Black Panther. Guardians 1, Guardians 2.
Yep.
So that's 14 right there.
All right, Avengers 1 and Avengers 2.
So that's 16.
What else, Chris?
Spider-Man, Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, Incredible Hulk. Yeah, you count that one in there. I know the casting change with having like Edward Norton out and Mark Ruffalo in and stuff. I like Mark Ruffalo. I think he did a really good job playing Hulk, playing Bruce Banner.
That's 19 movies right there.
Yeah, 19 movies. Now,
don't forget about The Last Jedi and Return of the Force.
They're not Marvel movies. Those are Star Wars.
Well, it's all under Disney, so
no, we're not talking about anything under Disney. I'm talking about Marvel movies, man.
The mouse does not discriminate.
No, but between all these movies, okay, excluding Infinity War, which is your favorites? Chris, what is your favorite Marvel movie, excluding Avengers: Infinity War?
Well, since I haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, it makes it pretty easy to rule that out. So, honestly, I really, really like Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I thought that was a really good movie. Perfect balance of comedy and action. Just perfectly well played by every character. And even Batista got in there and did something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did fantastic.
I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Thanos reveals himself to be Bruce Willis. Just saying.
Crazy. What?
Ooh, I know.
I'm going to ask you the question. It's going around, man. This is going to go around. This is your moment here, okay? This is your favorite Marvel movie moment, man, okay? Don't let me down. Don't let Chris down, okay? Out of all the Marvel movies, excluding Avengers, Infinity War, what is your favorite?
It's going to be a toss-up here. It's either going to be Doctor Strange or the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Which one is it?
Which
one is it?
I know. You know what? I'm going to go with Doctor Strange.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. That's good. I like Doctor Strange.
And you let me tell you why.
Yes.
Because the effects in that movie and the way that they could manipulate the surroundings and stuff and everything made that movie so much better. Like with Iron Man, it's you expect, okay, he gets a suit, he flies around, there's only so much you can do. Mm-hmm. Captain America, same thing. But when it comes to Doctor Strange, you're talking about fighting, good ninja fighting, but then manipulation of your surroundings, and you can create weapons and stuff with your powers. So that's why I gave it that, because it was really cool.
Oh, so you like?
It was more diverse. You could do more things with it.
Yeah, it was. It kind of reminded me of, what do you call it? Remember the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Inception.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah,
but they pulled it off so great.
But
and
across
Benedict Cumberland, he did so fantastic playing Doctor Strange.
It was almost like a cross between Inception and The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Is that how you pronounce his last name? What did I call him? Cumberland?
Cumberdick or something.
Cumberdick. Timber, what's your favorite actor? Cumberdick.
Oh my God!
Man. If we can't pronounce something, here's the sound for that.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Okay.
Cumberdick.
Out of all the Marvel movies that came out, I would have to say my favorite would have to be Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok would have to be
that was a pretty good one.
My favorite, because it's like a toss-up too. That and Guardians Volume 2 would have to be my favorite. My favorite line out of Guardians Volume 2 is what's his name? Who played Merle in The Walking Dead? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is it Krill or whatever his name was?
Yeah, he's like the Star-Lord, Peter's he's like, you look at Mary Poppins. He's like, yeah, look at me, I'm Mary Poppins.
My favorite part of that whole movie though
That's my
was when
favorite thing.
he got his little feather dart thing back, and he's walking around that ship and is just taking everyone out.
Yes, that was such a good scene. That was such a good scene. But Thor Ragnarok would have to be my favorite, because it showed that basically how much fun and a jolt of energy thrown back into the Thor franchise. I mean, we had the first one that was the origin. You kind of like the origin. We got that out of the way. Dark World, a lot of people crapped on, but I did enjoy that. The story I thought was really good and stuff because of the what do you call it, the elves, the dark elves and stuff, and it revealed another Infinity Stone there. But Ragnarok, I like how they pulled back more of a layer of the story with Asgard with
Asgard.
Yeah, what did I call it? Asgard.
Asgard.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Samuel Jackson's gonna be all over you tonight.
I know. Nick Fury's gonna be coming after me. He's gonna have to wear 2 eye patches when he comes down after me. But I liked how they peeled back. It's like the child the sibling that got, exiled and came back and wanted to take back the kingdom that she was exiled from, and just killed anyone that got in her way. I thought Kate, help me out here. Kate, what? Blanchard? Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought she was terrific.
I thought that Odin went out like a bitch, though.
Yeah, that sucked. It did. It did.
You're just
what do you think, Chris?
Oh, look at these hills and this ocean, and I'm just gonna go fuck off now. And he just disappeared. And he's probably like, "Good luck."
That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, that was. I did like Doctor Strange cameo because it tied up at the cut scene at the end of Doctor Strange with Thor meeting Doctor Strange and how that came about. We got to see that.
Oh, you know what? Technically, though, isn't Deadpool Marvel?
Yeah, but he's like the R side of Marvel.
Yeah, but you know what?
Actually,
he does have a good point, Chris. If you think about it, yeah, Deadpool is part of Marvel. Blade's part of Marvel.
So basically, what we should re-say is your best Marvel movies when it comes to the Infinity War side of Marvel, pretty much.
Well, just Marvel, favorite Marvel movie in general.
Well, because somebody might say Green Lantern, and then we're gonna have to hit them.
That's DC. That's DC.
Well, yeah, that's still a crap of crap.
I mean, if we're going all time, every Marvel movie, Deadpool all the way.
Let me just say this: I finally did watch Justice League. Did you see Justice League, Chris?
I did, and it wasn't bad, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been better. Steppenwolf, he did look weak. He was a weak villain. You know what he reminded me of? He moved around and talked. He reminded me of the tree dweller thing from the Two Towers. Like Sam. Yeah, that's what he reminded me of.
We cannot interfere in this war. The trees have spoken.
Now do that and say you're Steppenwolf.
Okay, you ready?
Go.
Right.
Batman is friends with Superman.
That's what it seems like.
They both have capes. Maybe they should roommate together.
That's what he seemed like, man. That's what he seemed like.
I thought the best thing that could happen to that movie. I've never seen it yet, but I heard it was what they needed to have done is when they get everyone together, at the Justice League Tower, and they're all like, "Hey, we're a group of people now." Just have Bane just bash in and start beating the fuck out of everybody. It's like Bane, oh, Mr. Batman, I see you got some friends here. It's time for me to break you all. And he just breaks everyone up. Just have Bane come in and just fuck everyone up.
Bane just destroys the Justice League.
That's what I'm saying. He should. Except make him more buff than what, they had him before.
Yeah.
And, keep the Italian voice, though.
The Italian voice is Italian.
He's like, I'm going to make me some pierogies after this. I may get a little bit hungry, breaking all of you one by one.
On aboard the Midtown Express to hell.
Oh my goodness!
See, I could write a better movie than the writers could for DC.
He probably couldn't he? What do you say, Chris? He probably could.
Oh, 100%. Because honestly, DC is tanking it.
Oh, they are.
Justice League honestly was a disappointment to me, and Avengers is far outpacing it. It's come on.
I know.
I kind of compare DC to WWE right now, how they're just tanking it left and right. They need to put me in creative control here, and I'll get them out of the sinking ship. Yeah. WWE, for instance, okay? Roman Reigns is out there face to face with Lesnar, all of a sudden Bane just comes in and just breaks them all, just, Roman Reigns, I'm gonna break you, and he just comes in and just destroys everyone.
That would just be an entrance song too. It's just him just sighing, just. And the track just hits.
Dude, Baron Corbin comes out. He's like, I'm gonna shave what's left of your hair. Sasha Banks comes out.
I've got some bad news.
Sasha Banks come out, you know, to like cut a promo on Bailey. Bane just busts out of nowhere, hits Bailey in the head with a chair, looks over at Sasha Banks. He's like, I've never seen a forehead quite as large as yours.
It's got
And then, of course, John Cena comes out, you know, and he's like, you can't see me? And Bing goes, Mr. Cena, I can see you.
My respiratory mask makes me see you in the dark.
See, and then the Fast and the Furious franchise, you know, has been tanking. So the next one comes out, the villain reveals to be Bane. He just comes out. He's like,
Bane and the Furious?
Yes. He just comes out. He just he comes out in like some kind of giant like bulldozer and just plows through Vin Diesel, and the Rock's sitting there, you know, crawling out of like the flaming rubble like he does. He's all like, "Rah!" And then Bane looks over. He's like, Mr. Dwayne Johnson.
No, Hobbs.
Hobbs? Okay.
Hobbs.
Oh, no. He goes, Mr. Hobbs, I've killed your friend and now I'm going to break you with my car. And then he gets in like a Toyota Celica and just like runs him over.
It's like also too, it's like when he comes out with the bulldozer, he goes, you think you could drift in a bulldozer? It doesn't matter if you can drift in a bulldozer.
What's something else that's been failing lately?
Oh man.
What's something else?
Well, I don't know what else has been failing though, but hopefully it's not music.
I don't know.
Has anything been failing in music lately? What's that, Chris?
You mean the biggest bubble that has popped? The music industry?
Ooh.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, come on now. Music has done popped, and now everything's like so flooded. Every genre just flooded.
Okay, so like Nickelback comes out to announce like a new album, and Bane just comes in and just like hits them all in the face with a baseball bat. Nickelback, you shall be exterminated. No longer will you create this deathly music.
Poor Nickelback, they can't get a break. Well, yeah, Bane will give them a break.
Damn it, Chad Kroger.
but the one thing is that with the everything going around in music and stuff, it's just the music market's been flooding and stuff. I think what was it the other day, Chris? We seen that I want to throw this out here real quick. That what was it? Todd on Facebook from the Imaginarium was talking about music and stuff, and saying he likes all different genres. And I saw the comment you said is like, you power metal, Seven Kingdoms. That's all you need.
That's right.
That's all you need. Just some good technical playing and awesome singing. What more do you need?
Yeah. That's
all
you need.
Speaking of music, there is some insane stuff going on in the music industry right now.
What is going on?
Well, since I am in the corner of our studio, I guess I'll name this McShaft's Music Corner or something like that. So, McShaft's Music Menagerie, I don't know. So, big news in the music industry has been going on. So, first of all, for all you grunge heads out there,
yes,
Alice in Chains has premiered a new song called The One You Know.
No.
It's going to be on their new album that is supposed to be out by the end of this year. Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
Dude, Alice in Chains. I go with some AIC.
The album was mixed by Joe Brossi, who also mixed albums for Tool and Queens of the Stone Age.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So, next up, if you remember Howard Jones, who used to sing for Killswitch Engage, he went on to form that band Devil You Know.
Yeah.
Well, big news coming from them. They actually changed their name to Light the Torch.
Light the Torch.
They have tweaked up their music sound. The music now sounds more like Killswitch. Okay? And they have just released their new album. Let's see what it was called here. Doesn't even say what it's called. I just downloaded it a couple days ago. Amazing album.
Really?
It's called Light the Torch is the name of the band now.
Huh.
Howard Jones, his vocals sound just as good as ever. The band, like I said, they tweaked it up. It sounds more like a Killswitch style music. Speaking of Howard Jones, if you have been a ghost lately on social media, then you missed the fact that Killswitch's singer, Jesse Leach, tweeted that him and Howard Jones were actually in the studio doing a song together for the new Killswitch Engage album.
Really?
Yes. Also, for all you 90s fans out there,
right here.
Seven Dust actually released a new song, and they have a new album coming out here at the end of the month.
Really?
Yes.
What's the what info is that?
I can't remember what it was. But the video is up on YouTube right now. It sounds amazing. It literally sounds like they have not missed a beat this entire time.
Well, that's good. That's good.
On the hip hop side of things, Post Malone just released his second album entitled Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Okay? Now, I got the album. It is a really good album. Okay? And this album is breaking the charts right now. Okay?
How much is it breaking the charts?
Okay, listen to this. It has broken the first week streaming record both globally and in the U.S. Okay? So globally, it did 411,816,000 streams.
Holy crap!
In the U.S., it did 236,500,000 streams for first week. Okay. Also, it broke the record for the most first day streams on Spotify. It ranked in at 78,744,000 streams, and globally 47,930,000 streams in the U.S.
Damn.
Okay. Also, on this album appears such rappers as 21 Savage, Ty Dolla $ign, YG, G-Eazy, and Nicki Minaj. And within the first 4 hours that the album came out, it went platinum. In 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yes. I have the album, and I can tell you right now, I have the album, and it is a really good album. Like, it's not like gangster hip hop. It's like really just like mellow, chill, like got a really good beat, like just stuff. And if you know Post Malone, he's also a huge metalhead too, you know?
Yeah.
So like his live shows, he incorporates like, he does some like his hip hop songs. He gets an acoustic guitar out. He plays some like Nirvana, some Metallica and stuff and everything.
Yeah, he plays some music.
He does everything.
Yeah.
So if I was you guys, I would definitely like get the album and listen to it, or like go on YouTube, like listen to some of the songs. It's really good.
Dude, it's crazy. That is crazy. That's nuts. What I mean,
Man,
it tells me that we're in totally the wrong industry.
Yeah, we are. Now it's like
hip hop album.
Yeah, hip hop sells. Hip hop always sells.
Yep.
Man, it don't matter who or what. It will sell because people will buy it.
Rap album.
Yeah. You know, it's like hip hop artists are living like how 80s hair bands and hard rockers lived back in the day. They taken that lifestyle and embraced it and flipped it into their own, you know?
And in addition to his album just destroying the charts right now, there is something else that is just destroying the metal side of things too.
What's that?
Like, this is great what's going on right here. So, in case everyone has been living underneath a rock, I think it was last week before, the band Ghost, okay?
Yes.
They released their
Ghost.
new video for their song Rats for the new album called Prequel, okay?
Yeah.
Before that, the couple previous weeks before that, they had 3 videos come out, which involved what they call Papa Zero, which was the father of the 3 Papas, the lead singers. Right. They introduced their new singer, who's not a Papa. He's actually a Cardinal. They call him Cardinal Copia. So they announced that. They kind of modified the ghouls, their masks a little bit and everything. They actually have added, they went from 5 to 7 ghouls now because they're adding backup vocals to their songs.
Damn. No way.
In addition to that, because this is how much crazy stuff's going out, the final video they released earlier this week revealed that they actually killed off all 3 Papas they have them in coffins, and during their live tour, their shows, they're going to have a special VIP. We can go up and take pictures with each one of the papas in the coffins.
Damn. How would you like that, Chris? Take a picture with one of the papas.
That's pretty crazy, honestly.
That is.
And last night was their first live show with the Cardinal, and they debuted 3 new songs live. Rats, which we saw the video for.
Right.
They also did Faith and Dance Macabre.
Faith.
Yeah. So they've released 3 new songs live on their for their new album, which the album doesn't even drop until next month. And there's all kind of videos up on YouTube live and everything. You can see everything. The songs, from what I've heard, sound amazing, and they're just blowing up just everything right now on metal. People are like dying to see Ghosts now.
Damn, I'd love to see him, man. I would. Right now, real quick before we wrap up on talking about music. Okay, what is your favorite song that you've heard lately? New or old or what? Chris?
You know, honestly, I've been listening to the Bad Wolves cover of Zombie that they did. That was supposed to be a collaboration with the lead singer of the Cranberries, but, you know, sadly she passed it before they were able to do that. But the cover they do, I love it, so I've been listening to that a lot lately.
What's your favorite song you've been listening to?
Lately, it's going to be from the new Howard Jones band, Light the Torch. The song is called Die Alone.
Okay. Die Alone.
It literally reminds me of like Kill Switch when Howard Jones was in it. It's awesome. Like, it rocks hard.
That's your favorite song?
From this past week, what I've been listening to, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Mine would have to be, I have a new favorite band. I found these guys on Sirius XM on Octane. Parkway Drive. Those guys freaking rock. Those Australian boys can rock. Their new song, The Void, it just rocks, man. With the guitar, it's like dun 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 dun. I just love it. It sounds good in my car. That's why I love it so much. It freaking thumps, man. The double bass drums, kicking it, man. Just kicking it. Well, I know. Right before we get into talking about the in-ring report, I want to mention about the shows and stuff and the programs on the Podcast City Network, man.
Hey fans, here at Podcast City Network, we have a lot of great shows.
We have a wide variety of shows that cover the landscape in podcast, a podcast for anyone and everyone.
Such as The Chris Carnage Show,
The Everett Lee Show,
ELS Uncut,
Super Radio Brothers,
Imaginarium with Scott and Todd,
Forking Around with Cody,
The Grimlock Show,
and Films of Classic.
You can catch these and a whole bunch more only on podcastcity.net or on all of our great social media outlets.
Head over to facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit that thumbs up. You can send a tweet to Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net.
So make sure that you join us for all this only on Podcast City Network.
Oh man, look! Podcast City got merchandise.
That's right, fans. We now have Podcast City Network merchandise. So make sure you go online to podcastcity.net or on any of our social media outlets, on Twitter at PodcastCityNet or on Facebook at facebook.com/PodcastCityNetwork. And get ready for all the updates because now we have merch. Stay tuned.
You can head over to podcastcity.net for your latest podcast of the Everett Lee Show, Imaginarium with Scott and Todd, the Grimlock Show, Draft Day, Chris Carnage Show, the Super Radio Brothers, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast, and Wrestle Popcast, and Fork Around with Cody, all coming to you from the Podcast City Network over at podcastcity.net. You can find these podcasts on iTunes, Libsyn, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Head over to Facebook on facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Give a thumbs up. And also send us a tweet. Podcast City Network on Twitter at Podcast City Net. I know you've had a crazy, interesting week this week, McShaft, with wrestling.
I have.
And we're going to jump right into the in-ring report here, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your in-ring report for this week on the Everett Lee Show.
1, 2, 3.
All right. In-ring report this week. Talk about McShaft's adventure. Talking about the tomorrow's upcoming BackLash, WWE BackLash, the first joint pay-per-view, co-pay-per-view of Raw and SmackDown. Where should we start at, Chris? Flip a coin.
Oh man, there's so much going on here. But honestly, BackLash can wait. There's a lot of whatever going on with that. I want to hear about MLW.
Yes, MLW. Tell us, McShaft, about MLW.
All right, so for those of you that don't know, there's been an indie promotion that's been going around for a couple of years now called MLW, Major League Wrestling. They just started doing shows in Orlando a few months ago. Apparently, they have the rest of the year booked up there, so very excited for that. They basically do their show at a place called Guilt Nightclub. It's a relatively small venue, which is great because no matter where you sit, you're like right up front by the ring. Ticket prices are really good. General admission standing, $15. General admission seating, $20. I bought myself second row seating. It was only $35. And if you want guaranteed front row, which includes a VIP meet and greet before the show, it's $100. So really not that bad.
Yeah, not bad.
My second row seating, I was literally probably, I want to say 6 feet from the ring, maybe 5 feet. So really? I was like right there, yeah. When they came down the entrance ramp, all the wrestlers walked right by me. Before the show started, I saw a former WWE wrestler, Jack Swagger. They call him Jake Hager, I think now.
Yeah.
Saw him before the show. Went across the street, had some food, found out that after the show, all the wrestlers, I guess, go across the street to this bar and hang out and, talk to people and stuff and drink and everything.
Right.
Went inside, and when we got inside, MVP, if you remember MVP from WWE, he was walking around, like saying hi to everybody, just wearing like his street clothes and stuff,
That's cool.
Like nobody was, like, oh my God, and like marking out or anything like that. Everyone's just like, hey, what's up, high five, and, just acting like, they're just normal people like you and I,
Right.
So... let's see what else. After the show, ACH, if you know indie wrestling, ACH, got to meet him, shake his hand, talk to him. Jeff Cobb, holy shit, I was so like.
You about marked out?
No.
Marked out.
I was.
He's a Jeff Cobb fan.
I was super stoked to see him wrestle, and afterwards, when I was across the street at the bar, he went over there. And I actually walked up to him and like shook his hand and said, hey, what's up? I'm a huge fan of stuff and everything.
What did he say to you?
He was like, oh, it's awesome. And I told him, I said, I started watching them and like, PWG and stuff and everything.
Right.
And he was like, hey, that's great to hear because not too many people know about it and everything. And I'm like, I've been, following his stuff. I think that, like I'm hoping, I told him, I said, I hope that eventually, you're going to, make it up in, the WWE and stuff and everything and you really expose yourself to more people.
Yeah.
So you can really see how much you can just literally pick anybody up and just throw them around the ring like they're nothing. He started laughing at that.
That's cool. You get to interact with him.
So in the show, they started the show off. They had Santana Garrett.
Garrett. We remember her, don't we, guys?
She fought. She fought Chelsea Green. It was a pretty cool match. Wasn't too long of a match. Just maybe like 7 minutes or so. Santana got the win with a DDT. Their ring is actually really nice. Like brand new turnbuckles. They got brand new like pads on the like bars that connect the turnbuckles to the actual like ring posts.
18 by 18 high rise there.
Yeah. I think the ring was like I want to say the ring was either a 16 by 16, I want to say, or an 18 by 18. I think it's probably a 16
small
by
ring.
16.
What is it? WWE's rings, what?
20 by 20.
20 by 20?
Yeah, I think this was
16
I think this was a
20 by
6. Yeah, I think this was a 16 by
Most
16.
indies run 18 by 18.
Okay.
The ring actually had a really good like sound to it when they hit. It was pretty loud. Wasn't a lot of bounce to it, but you could see when they were walking around, it definitely kind of bowed a little bit. Next up, Simon Gotch came out. Okay, so I've seen this guy wrestle a few times. I've seen him wrestle in NXT, Ring of Honor. Now I've seen him in MLW. He's not using the name Simon Grimm in MLW. He's using Simon Gotch. He comes out with these two other guys, and all three of them, they're all MMA like themed now. Okay, so Simon Gotch is dressed all MMA. He's got kick pads on, knee pads. Comes out wearing a Ed Hardy hoodie, tap out shorts, like.
Damn.
He came out and he was like, we're going to do the Simon Gotch challenge. Whoever can beat me, or actually he goes, not even beat me, just last 5 minutes will get this sack of money worth $250. And everyone was just like booing for it and stuff. So
that reminds me of the, the Big John Studd body slam challenge. Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
Some jobber came out dressed in like a white like karate outfit. Literally, the match started. He tried to sweep the legs, which everyone in the crowd started chanting, "Sweep the legs, sweep the legs." Gotch pretty much kicked him, grabbed him, Gotch style pile driver. It was over in like less than a minute.
Oh man! But it was entertaining.
It was pretty good.
It was. Got into it. I like that.
If you remember back in the day when Jeff Jarrett was in WWE, his manager, Tennessee Lee.
So
they call him Colonel Parker, okay? When he came out, everyone kept chanting KFC because he was like a KFC guy. He has a group of people called the Stud Stable, okay? It's called the Dirty Blondes and Mike Paro. Basically just like some like big like country looking like wrestlers. They defeated a team of Jason K, Jimmy Yuta, and Red Giddens. They're like cruiserweight guys. Really good match. Typical, high flying cruiserweights trying to outdo the big strong like big powerhouse guys.
Right.
Next up, this guy comes in the ring. His name was MJF. He kind of reminded me of, how do I say this? Like EC3 kind of cocky. He came out wearing like a scarf. He fought MVP. Toward the end of the match, Sami Callihan came out with his group of guys that he has. He has a pretty cool stable over there. They distracted MVP, and MJF pinned him. What was pretty cool, Sami Callihan has these two guys that are in his stable, and they all look like they're Insanity. Like, it's pretty cool the way they look. He fought later on. So next up, this guy called Barrington Hughes came out. This dude was like 450 pounds. Comes out and he wrestles some jobber who was billed at like 150. Till he just like splashed in the corner and just picked him up and just body slammed him, and it was over.
That's crazy, man.
So one of the guys from Simon Gotch's group called Filthy Tom Lawler came out. He's like MMA'd. He fought Fred Yee, and pretty much it was kind of like more of like less wrestling, more of like an MMA style, like suplex takedown submission holds match. Tom Lawler ended up choking the guy out, and it was funny because he came up, did a promo afterwards, and one of the girls, and he asked her, he goes, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Vanessa," and he goes, "Oh, that's such a ugly name for a pretty girl," and the crowd went crazy for that, and he was like, Orlando is filthy. He's Filthy Tom. So, yeah. Next up, Cotto Brazil came out, and he fought the returning Rich Swann.
No way.
So, Rich Swann did not retire from wrestling. He is still wrestling, and when he came out, everyone kept chanting, "Free, free, free." So that was pretty funny. Amazing match. Rich Swann won with his, like, middle rope shooting star 450 splash thing. Next up, Sami Callihan fought Joey Janela.
No way.
I've been waiting to see Joey Janela for a long time. Pretty much, I think he's more of like the combination of like Matt Riddle meets like John Morrison kind of thing. Dude, amazing freaking match. To see Sami Callihan wrestle in person is amazing.
Oh, I bet.
He came walking right past me, and he had his baseball bat out, and he starts smacking like this big metal post and stuff next to everything, and basically gets up in there. The dude's like my height. He's like 5'7", 5'8". So like he's a lot smaller than he looks like on TV. So the match starts. Within 10 seconds of the match starting, he grabs Janela, takes him to the ring apron, and gives him a pile driver on the ring apron. And the place just went like ape shit for that. Started brawling around the ring. Did a couple dives here and there. Pretty good match. Lots of brawling. At the end, Janela puts a chair in the ring, and he goes to suplex Callahan on it. Callahan flips back, turns him around, pile driver again, pins him. It was great. It's all two pile drivers.
Way.
That's great.
That is great.
They did some kind of, I guess, like extra match for one of their, I guess, maybe like other shows where MVP came back out and was fighting Leon Scott, who's one of the guys in Sami Callihan's stable. They ended up, Sami Callihan and the other guy that's in the stable, his name is Sawyer Fulton. They ended up attacking MVP like maybe a couple minutes to the match. DQ, they threw it out. Typical beatdown. Then it was time for our 3 main event matches here. First up was Ray Phoenix versus ACH. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, my expectations for this match were to the roof, and they blew the fucking roof off. Okay? This was the most amazing live match I have ever seen. Like, every NXT live show I have been doesn't even touch this match.
Jeez.
These two dudes were doing shit that I have only seen in PWG videos times 10. Like, they were flying all over the place, reversing this. Phoenix was hopping up on the fucking, like, turnbuckle ropes, walking the ropes, flipping off here and there. If you go on Instagram, type in MLW and look at some of the video, there's one point where he throws ACH out and Phoenix runs and dives, suicide dives, and goes like 6 rows back into the crowd.
Oh, did they didn't dive on you, did they? You were hoping
no, but I was hoping
right?
they came close. They came close.
Man.
At one point they were fighting out in front of us, and they were gonna go. They're gonna go suicide dive, but the guy moved at the last minute.
Right.
I was hoping for it though.
Imagine that, Chris. You sitting there, and all of a sudden here comes a guy diving in your lap.
That's just it. Like when he dove, I bet you like. The guy sitting in like the 5th or 6th row was like, "Oh, I'm never gonna get hit tonight." Next thing you know, fucking Phoenix is like flying right on top of him, dude. It was he literally took out half the crowd with that dive. Phoenix at the end, dude. Okay, let me tell you this too: the chops. These dudes' chops were nasty.
Were they loud? Were the people
they were
in cheap
insanely loud, dude. It was echoing through the entire club. At the end of the match, Phoenix's chest was literally bleeding. That's how hard they were chopping.
That is crazy.
Phoenix ended up winning. He grabbed ACH into like a muscle buster and like walked forward and spun him around and made him land like kind of like the one-wing angel. So he had like a 360 muscle buster driver thing. Damn. It was really cool. Next up was a match I was really hyped for. I think they kind of were running past their time. Because they said the event was supposed to end at 9 and then into like 9:55. So I think they had to cut this match short, which I was kind of pissed off about. It was Jake Hager versus Jeff Cobb. Hager wound up working on the ankle and actually putting Cobb in the ankle lock and making him tap out. I was super surprised on that. And the crowd,
very surprising.
The crowd literally like booed him straight out of the building for that. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, dude. The crowd hated Jack Hager.
Jeez.
And then just to piss everyone off at the end, he did the "We the People" thing too. So the main event was the MLW champion Shane Strickland fighting Pentagon Jr.
Yes,
and I was waiting for Pentagon. Dude, I've always wanted to see. I never thought I would see half these guys live, so I was just stoked on life. So Shane Strickland wound up beating Pentagon Jr., keeping the title. But at the beginning, so Pentagon Jr. comes out, and his music was just straight up just like rap, like just bass, just boom, boom, boom. and they had the bass and the club going. It was rattling everything. It was great. He comes out.
That's cool.
And his manager, Selena De La Renta, she brings out this mariachi band into the ring, and they play the Mexican national anthem for him for the match.
No way.
Dude, and they were like, sing something, and the crowd would be like, what? It was great.
that
so
is.
Strickland comes out, typical, back and forth lucha style match. Pentagon Jr.'s kicks are the loudest kicks I have ever heard. He kicks the shit out of his opponents. Like I know, of course, they slap the thighs and stuff, but he was slapping hard, and he was making some good contact.
That's good, man. That's
at
good.
one point, Strickland gets him up on the ring apron and gives him a Death Valley driver on the ring apron. Right, people are marking out. Strickland gets up, dives off on him on the outside. They don't really go into the crowd that much. They fight back in the ring. They get up to the ring apron again, right?
Uh-huh.
Out of nowhere, Pentagon Jr. hits a flip pile driver, Canadian Destroyer, on the ring apron on Strickland out of nowhere. The entire place went to their feet, were like marking the fuck out over this move, okay? And people stayed on their feet for the rest of the match after that. Like,
just to see what's gonna happen.
I still gotta find video of that. He literally just randomly grabbed him on the ring apron, flip pile driver, and the place just went ape shit. So,
jeez,
end of the matchup. Okay, Strickland puts a chair in the ring, like he unfolds it, and he was gonna go do something. I think he was gonna double stomp Pentagon, like while he was sitting on the chair.
Right.
Manager gets up in the ring. They kind of distract Strickland. He kind of pushes her off, goes to double stomp. Pentagon catches him in a power bomb, picks him up, package pile driver. The place was still up on their feet. People were like screaming their heads off. It's like 1, 2, and at the last second, Strickland kicks out, and the crowd was just, it literally looked like the main event of a PWG show, and I felt like it.
The crowd basically...
the energy was insane in the room. Like, it literally, I thought I was in PWG in California. Like, it reminded me so much of it. So he kicks out, the crowd goes ape shit. He gets up, Pentagon goes for the red mist, misses, hits his manager, turns around, Strickland power bombs him, jumps on the top rope, double foot stomp, pins him. It was amazing of a match.
Damn.
And then afterwards, when he rolled out of the ring, he walked by and I gave him a high five.
That's cool. It sounded like you had a good time. Chris, would you
absolutely amazing.
I would be ecstatic to go to a show like this. I'd love to see something like this.
Oh, absolutely. Come on, with the little talent level that's there, and the kind of level, the matches that you're able to see. Like,
yep.
Come on,
now, the only thing, too, that kind of disappointed me was Brian Cage was originally supposed to be there.
Right.
And they said he was, like, injured, and he didn't end up making it. So I almost saw Brian Cage. Well, I was stoked about that.
Well, in the wrestling world, card is subject to change.
Yeah.
But
I got to see Sami Callihan twice, which was awesome because that dude is amazing of a wrestler.
That is. Now, MLW, it's run by what's his name? You said his name.
I have him on Twitter.
Conrad, I think, or not Conrad.
Cohen. I think it's Cohen.
Damn.
Court Bauer.
Court Bauer. Yeah. Court Bauer runs MLW.
And
he's
Tony Schiavone just signed a multi-year deal with them too.
Doing commentary. Look at that, man. Tony Schiavone.
I didn't see Schiavone there, but he may do announcing like afterwards.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah. He may do like Jim Ross does for New Japan. He may do that. But yeah, Court Bauer. I've heard him on Steve Austin's podcast and JR's podcast, and I remember Court Bauer on the Ross Report talking about back a few months ago when they're doing an MLW show in Orlando. And when McShaft said, I'm going to MLW, I was like, oh my God. I was like, you're going to have such a good time. And right there you go, man.
So another cool thing is that when you buy tickets to MLW, you're automatically allowed to come back in and go to the nightclub after.
Nice.
Yeah. You don't have to pay to get the nightclub.
Chris?
Can't go wrong with that.
No, you definitely can't go
Tickets
wrong with
went on sale, I think, Saturday. Tickets went on sale yesterday for the next event next month. I think it's on the 7th or something like that.
Right.
But we got to coordinate our schedules because we all got to go to one because
Yeah,
like,
we definitely do.
Like, this is the closest thing we're going to get to PWG over here on the East Coast. And I'm hoping next time, like, Matt Riddle's going to be there because I know he's supposed to be there. I just can't wait to go back. Like, I'm so excited.
It's going to be awesome. I'll tell you one thing that is not looking that awesome because you and me, Chris, I will get to it here when we do wrap up this podcast. I was gone for a few days, so I missed out what happened this week on Raw and SmackDown. But when I got back from where I was at, I did watch it. I wasn't too impressed because, for one thing, I could say on Raw, there they are in Canada. Canada hates Roman Reigns, and there they go. They tried to put Roman Reigns over again by putting him in a 6-man tag with 2 people that the crowd loves, especially Braun Strowman. It just don't work, even in Canada. But I didn't find nothing too impressive. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, they're doing their little intercontinental feud over the belt. I find a little bit interesting, not too much. And then, of course, nothing hit big like last week when we had the the shake-up, superstar shake-up. It fell flat this week. And I was looking on Twitter accidentally when I was away on my trip, Chris, and everyone's raving about how Charlotte was doing in the main event on SmackDown. I didn't get to see that. Did you?
No. But you know what? The biggest boom that happened this week was the sound of AJ Styles' nuts going up in his throat when Sakamura low blows him again. And you know what the worst thing about that is? Like, he holds it there. Okay, he holds it. It's like, if you're going to do that, at least, like, tickle his belly button and, like, make him, like, break character or something, Like, he gave him the old Sakamura uppercut in the nuts.
I have to pull this up because you shared this today. Should I pull it up, Chris?
Pull it up.
Should I pull it up? Not that one right there, though. Oh, my God. You guys, I didn't see all this.
You didn't see all this?
I didn't see tacos.
Well, while you're pulling this up, we have some other news. Oh, here you go. Okay, we got it.
I got it right here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is I was laughing so hard when I saw this. I was like, I showed it to my wife, and she's like, I don't get it. And I was like, read it. She's like, oh my God. Let me try to zoom in on this here. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what.
Well, while you're doing that, I just want to take a quick note here in wrestling. Also, the pop figures that people collect, the Funko Pops, they've announced that the first non-WWE Funko Pops, little collectible figures, first non-WWE wrestlers to be featured are none other than Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. It's going to be really cool.
Is that not funny? That's cool.
Also, too, besides that, speaking of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks,
yes,
the Young Bucks, they put up a video on YouTube. Being the Elite is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Kenny Omega is going to be in the CEO Gaming Tournament in Daytona Beach next month. In conjunction, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that they are coming to the Daytona Beach Ocean Center for an event, too, as well.
Ooh,
first time on the East Coast, yes. And I believe they also announced they're coming back to the East Coast 3 more times, and I think 1 or 2 of those is going to be in Orlando as well.
Jeez.
Yes.
That's crazy, man.
So lots of stuff happening here, on the Indies and stuff lately.
Yeah, Indies is booming, man. But I'll tell you one thing.
The Young Bucks run Edge and Christian's podcast, and they mentioned and they asked them
Did you listen to it? I didn't get to listen.
They asked them the same question that people always ask.
Yeah.
Will you eventually go to WWE? And they pretty much said that they really have no desire to. They really would never need to. They said if they retired tomorrow, they would be fine. And at the rate that they're going right now, they could retire in 5 years.
They could. They could. Actually, Chris, if you look at it, they don't need WWE. WWE needs them.
And also,
right?
too,
would you agree with that? Yeah.
And also, too,
I absolutely agree with that. At the end of the day, they've been able to brand themselves on an international stage that's just as large as WWE. So, they're making great money doing what they're doing now. WWE's not the only outlet anymore.
No, it's not.
And also, they've kind of created that themselves. They basically have created this whole new, post, or actually say, not really post, but they created this alternate WWE wrestling phenomenon now, to where wrestlers can now make a living without going to WWE based upon what the Young Bucks and all them have created.
Yeah, they have.
Also, too, New Japan, if you haven't heard, Jericho made his return, attacked NATO, and he has a new shirt out. It says, instead of the Los Gabadolas de Japan group that's over there, it says List and Gabadolas de Jericho. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Also, WWE announced, too, while you're on the cruise, they have signed Keith Lee.
Really? Ooh,
Big
did you hear
Keith
that,
Lee.
Chris? You heard that?
Definitely big news, honestly. WWE's doing good with signing the right people. They even got EC3. He's supposed to be making his debut. It's just...
Yeah.
Can they keep it rolling, though? It just seems like anytime they go from being an NXT in the NXT system to the main roster, half the time it goes to crap.
Here's my thing. They can keep it rolling at NXT, but the main roster is pretty much a death sentence for them.
Yeah.
So, my thing is that we're not going to really see a good WWE until Triple H takes over.
Yeah.
Because if he can,
he's slowly trying to move the pieces in while Vince is messing with the XFL.
If they can morph...
that's basically what's happening right there.
If they can morph NXT into Raw and SmackDown and make it as good,
eventually
we'll
it will
be good.
happen. Yeah. Eventually it will happen. One thing I wish he would inject to is this Backlash pay-per-view. Man, have you seen the match card for this? I was sitting there while McShaft was talking about MLW. I pulled up the match card just to refresh. I want to forget this.
When you talk about it, I'm going to celebrate drinking Demayo and get enough drink.
Can I just mention something here? How everyone was so freaking out when Bobby Lashley returned, and I was like, "Oh, why? It's it's just a waste of time and space." Yeah. If you remember at the Greatest Royal Rumble when he tried to pick up Cass, he couldn't even suplex. He botched a basic suplex.
Yeah, he did. He did. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. Now there's 9 matches on this card. Okay, tell me now if you look through this card here. Tell me one person you see missing from this. Who do you see missing?
Oh, it's a dual brand pay-per-view?
Yeah, it's a dual brand pay-per-view. There's we have,
we're
this
missing
right here, but we're missing something else.
A ball sack? It's been beaten to death. It's gone. We're missing the Universal title.
Yeah. We're missing the Universal Championship.
Well, you know why, right?
Yeah, we know
because if Lesnar keeps the belt till SummerSlam, he breaks CM Punk's championship record, and WWE is going to want to do that just to rub it in CM Punk's face.
Yeah, but honestly, when they did the Raw 25, the greatest moments in the last 25 years of Raw, why would they put his pipe bomb at number 2? Why would they put CM Punk's pipe bomb at number 2?
Because they wanted to create they wanted to create a little bit of buzz around the internet and have people watch WWE. That's all they're doing.
Yeah,
they're just creating a buzz for themselves because they know they're just diving, they're tanking.
Now, Chris, I pulled up the match card here and I was telling McShaft. I said, what's one thing have you noticed that's not in this card and not on this card?
A tag team title match?
I said, we got the WWE champion on the card, but we're missing another champion. We're missing another champion.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But we're also missing the tag team titles.
Which tag team titles?
Both of them. They're not on here. True. Look, there's only one tag team match.
Yeah.
In the whole entire card, there's only one tag team match.
Well, let's run down the card real quick.
All right,
man.
so
okay, all right, on here from my source, we got
the main event is Bayley versus Ruby Riott.
No, this is just it's how it goes. Okay, the first match they list. Okay, I got it from Wikipedia. How about I say that?
Oh.
Okay, we got Bayley versus Ruby Riott. Okay, in a singles match. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The second match they list: AJ Styles first. What's his name?
Sakamura. No, Sakamura. Okay. Here's my take on this. Here's my take on this.
What's your take on it?
I would honestly be excited for this. However, the past 2 matches I've seen with them in WWE, they have bombed on the feud, bombed on the matches, and they've ruined Nakamura's gimmick. So instead of him being like the artist or the king of strong style, he's pretty much the king of nutsacks now. So I know this match is just going to just tank. So
Chris, I want to hear your take on this, man.
I'm going to tell you what, it's been pretty bad. You know, this is definitely not like match of the year, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, this is a whole nother shell of that former glory that WWE's just trying to capture, but it's not working out just because they ruined Shinsuke. The only thing good in this anymore is AJ. Nothing against Shinsuke. I still like Shinsuke, but
right.
It's just this is not New Japan.
Yeah, definitely.
I would rather take a Bob Ross painting class, which is now hosted by David Arquette. I would rather take that class from him while watching his old WCW matches than watch this pay-per-view.
I'd rather see him win the WCW title, David Arquette,
than watch this pay-per-view, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, the next match they got is Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
I expect high things from Seth Rollins. The Miz, just the plain old boring Miz, just there's nothing there.
Chris?
Honestly, I kind of enjoy The Miz and what he's been able to do, but at the end of the day, all everybody wants to see is the inevitable Miz versus Daniel Bryan. So I feel like this is just, stopgap matches until we get to that point.
Yeah, definitely.
They probably won't start that till close to WrestleMania next year.
I know, especially. Yeah.
Because here's the thing: supposedly Daniel Bryan is going back on a full-time schedule, but the only thing about it though is that now we got to wait and see how long he lasts till his next concussion, and he's out for another 5 years.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Okay, Miz is on SmackDown. Okay, I don't see Miz winning this because we already got the U.S. title on SmackDown. If he won the Intercontinental title and it goes on SmackDown, then you got the U.S. title and the Intercontinental Championship on the same show, which you won't see happen. So we know Rollins is going to win, But if Miz wins, is he going to go back to Raw? No,
if anything, they'll just do a title flip.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Speaking of which,
you got Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. Okay.
Woo,
United
snooze
States
fest.
Championship.
Nothing exciting going on there. You got over the hill Jeff Hardy, who can't move like he used to, versus Randy Orton. The same thing ever. Stomp, kick, RKO. I mean.
Okay.
But you want to know what's interesting about this match? This is actually a Grand Slam match. This is the 4th match they've had each other that's been for a 4th different title.
Really?
So there's your footnote, but that's probably about the most interesting thing about this match you're going to get.
Honestly, I think that they just have no idea of what to do for the United States title to make it exciting, so he just kind of passed it off to these two guys.
Well, Nia Jax.
Orton hasn't done anything exciting since him and Triple H's WrestleMania feud, where he went to his house the week before and beat him up. That was the last thing exciting he ever did.
Threw him out the window.
Yeah. When was the last? That was the last exciting thing he ever did.
That was a good rivalry, a good feud, and out of that, they finally came out and said, "Yes,
Randy
Stephanie
Orton
and Triple H are a couple."
Randy Orton is the most mid card, upper card guy you've ever seen.
Now I got to say is during SmackDown, when him and Hardy teamed up against, I think it was against, I forgot who the hell they teamed up
that's
with.
That's how bad it was.
At the end, Hardy and Orton won when
that's how bad it was.
Up his belt, RKO out of nowhere. That still gets me. That's the only thing I like. I like about
here's the thing
Orton
about it, though,
with that.
is that you know it's coming. It's so expected because
I didn't expect
they do it. They do it all the
in the
time.
back of my mind, I'm like,
No. You know they do that shit all the time now. Like every single time he's out there, he always quote unquote RKO's out of nowhere. It's like at this point, you know it's coming. It's not out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
It's almost like when Diamond Dallas Page would come out every single time he was out in the ring. Someone would get a diamond cutter. You knew it was coming. It's expected.
Yeah. Well, the next match we got is Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Nia is going to destroy Alexa. You know?
Nothing exciting there.
Nothing exciting. What do you say, Chris?
Meh.
Yeah, same thing. Okay. Now we got Charlotte going against SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Oh, there you go. See? Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Meh with blondes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and then of course you got
can they just fire Carmella and bring in somebody good?
now they got the big dog, as Michael Cole calls him, versus Samoa Joe. Chris,
I think I'd rather have a hemorrhoid operation.
I like Samoa Joe, but to put him up against Roman fucking Reigns, the drug man or whatever you want to call him, the drug dog.
Well,
it's
I want to hold you off there for a minute because that may be Chris Carnage's new neighbor when he moves to Pensacola. They may be going out on the beach and he may be teaching Chris how to Superman punch coconuts out of palm trees.
Whatever, he's going to go with that Superman punch for that coconut, and then I'm going to catch him into an F5.
I had to do it, man. I'm sorry. I had to say.
I could just see it. Okay, Chris pulls up in his U-Haul. He's like, I wonder who the neighbors are like. Roman Reigns comes out. He's like, oh, my new neighbors are here. He walks over. Hey, I'm your neighbor, Roman Reigns. Chris looks at Kelly and goes, yeah, we're moving out of here. Pack your shit up. He's like, I ain't living next to him.
or Chris's kids actually knocks the ball next door into his yard, and they're like, can we have our ball back? No, why? This is my yard.
I can see it. What's the best thing you like living here now? I like the school. I like my new friends. Well, what don't you like? Living next to Roman Reigns. He just keeps spearing stuff all day. He goes, our cat was outside and he speared him off the fence. It was the mailman tried to deliver a package and he came out and speared him. Daddy, why is our neighbor spearing everybody?
Because he says it's his yard.
It's like breaking news. Roman Reigns' neighbor finds deed to house. Finds out it is not really his yard. I can see it now. Oh my god. Breaking. I can see it, dude. Breaking news. Roman Reigns' new neighbor finds his deed to his house. Discovers it is not Roman Reigns' yard. It's actually owned by the city. Suplex City.
Oh my god.
Hey.
All right, last two matches on this card. Daniel Bryan
Roman Reigns versus the city of Panama for control of his yard. Out of nowhere, the HOA comes in and slaps him with a fee. Oh my god!
Judge asked Roman Reigns, "Why do you feel this is your yard?" He said, "Because I said it's my yard." Runs up and super punches the judge.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Local wrestler arrested for assault on a judge. I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
I love WWE.
How do you justify your actions? Well, he's not the man. That's not the man. I'm the man. Oh damn!
All right,
now
next match
Daniel Bryan
versus versus the big ass.
Yeah, big ass. What the hell, man? You know, I mean, they tried to build something with Daniel Bryan getting eliminated at the Greatest Royal Rumble by him. I get that though, but Big Cass, I figured they'd have him come back as a face because he's been gone, but they're basically continuing on like he was when that other guy, that leopard that got ejected from the 205 Live. Who the hell was his name? That's how much I remember him.
Here's what I want to know.
You know?
Why is there 8 singles matches and only 1 tag team match on this card?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You got the last match here on this. They listed on here: Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Owens and Zayn. What the hell, man?
Actually, it could be kind of good, but honestly, it's...
Here's what's going to happen.
To throw together a match.
Strowman's going to toss them around. They're going to argue. Lashley's going to get tagged in. He's going to botch another suplex, botch a body slam. He's going to, run against the ropes a bunch of times, spear everybody, and he's going to look like he has a stroke on his face, and then Strowman's going to finish everything off.
Well, at least one thing, Chris McShaft, is at least, Strowman and Lashley, or any 4 of those guys in that last match, at least they won't get to the ring like Titus O'Neil did at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
You know what? I do want to say WWE did make at least one good decision with that whole situation, is they didn't bring in the video boards for the side of the ring. Otherwise, we'd be sitting here talking about the death of Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. I'm not too enthused and excited about this pay-per-view. I'm just not. And it's not that great. I want to get on to whatever next pay-per-view there is. Hopefully that's better. I just want to hope there is at least one pay-per-view out of the joint pay-per-views that's better.
The latest Bobby Lashley meme, Bath Turd. That's his new name now, Bath Turd. Show him the picture right there. You see that picture of that? Bath Turd.
You're a bastard.
That's right. Bobby Lashley is now a Bath Turd. Not bastard, Bath Turd.
That's great.
Bath Turd. That's great, isn't that?
That's crazy.
Turd.
That is crazy. Well, you mentioned Jericho earlier. Talk about Jericho. I do want to get into this, ending the in-ring report. Did you have some news on Jericho, Chris?
Other than the fact that he came back to New Japan?
Besides that, he has something going on, I guess, in October or something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, at the beginning of this next year, he's supposed to be hosting a joint project, wrestling show with ROH on a cruise liner. So it's supposed to be a wrestling cruise, similar in esque to what 70,000 Tons of Metal does with metal bands. Think of it just in terms of wrestling. So it's supposed to be like a 3 or 4 day cruise with multiple matches. Supposed to be great stuff. But, he's supposed to be having that, and that's been getting a lot of fanfare. I've been getting a lot of emails about it, but, tell you what, it's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Sometime between February and May of 2019.
That is awesome. That is. I told my wife, I said, after we got back from our trip this week, I said to her, next year I like to go on a Chris Jericho cruise. And I want to end this podcast talking about that. What do you say, guys? You want to hear a little bit about my adventure at sea?
Let's hear it. I want to hear about your experiences with all the Seaman.
The Seaman. All right, let me just say this. Okay.
Hold on, just real quick before we get there. It's called the Rock and Wrestling Rager. It's actually going to be then moved up to October 27th through the 31st of 2018. It's going to be sailing from Miami to Nassau on Norwegian Jade. So make sure you go check it out, get some tickets, and have some fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to do that. I told my wife I want to do that because I was gone for what, I left Sunday. I got back around Thursday on a cruise that I went to. We planned this for a year. I've had people were like, "You went on a cruise, man. You did this, you did that," and I said, "Yeah, definitely went on a cruise. I enjoyed myself." And one thing that
That's what happens when you're a podcast city network executive.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my god, that is great.
It does. The co-owner decides, he's going to be going on a cruise, and so therefore,
Bobby Lashley's new look. He's got that. He's showing it.
I love it.
Oh my god. It's the greatest thing ever. I don't know what's better, that or the bath turd. God.
You know what? I'm actually looking at the lineup for this show. They're going to be having a Sea of Honor tournament presented by Ring of Honor.
Yes.
It's going to be featuring wrestlers such as Will Ferrara, Rhett Titus, Delirious, Cheeseburger, BJ Whitmer, Fierce City Bruiser, Silas Young, Kenny King, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Flip Gordon, Jay Lethal, Adam Page, Brandy Rhodes, Marty Scurll, the Briscoes. Who else they got on here? All kinds of people. Dalton Castle, Young Bucks, and of course, the American Nightmare.
Cody
himself.
Yes.
Me?
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Okay,
Cody
I see.
Rhodes.
So it's like, yeah.
But let me throw this out here about going on this cruise. I want to go on a cruise like that next year. I told my wife that's what I want to do. I enjoyed the cruise that we went on. We went on a Carnival cruise, and we left Sunday. We got up early Sunday. I almost did not go on this cruise because of my daughter. Her 2 top teeth finally came in. She was bad. She was running a fever and everything. I didn't get no sleep. I had to call out of work that Friday. I'm like, oh, God, please. There goes all this money and everything that we saved up. Okay. So we ended up, everything turned out great. We had someone watch her daughter, and her friend, my wife's best friend, watch her daughter. We left early Sunday morning. We rode with her aunt and uncle down to Cape Canaveral. Her other aunt, uncle, and a friend of her aunt's rode with us. There's about 6 of us, or 7 of us in the party. So we get there. We're going through customs and stuff and everything, and it was pretty easy, man. Showed them my passport, everything. Go on, okay. All right, you got this. Go on. Put your bag through. Check your carry on. Everything. We got on the boat. As soon as we get on the boat, my wife's uncle was like, "Oh, let's do this. We're do that. Here, sit right here. We're gonna do this. All right, now let's." And it's like I gobble up my food. I'm like, "See ya." Took off. The only time I really seen her family was when I was at dinner that night. We ate dinner at 6 o'clock. McShaft was not kidding, Chris. There was food everywhere, basically everywhere I went. It was called you probably had this on the ship before with the burgers they had. It was called Old Boy Burgers or Good Burgers or whatever that, you know what I'm talking about? Dude, that freaking burger was best, man. It was freaking cooked.
All free.
Yeah, all free. Salad. Oh, I love salad, man. I ate the shit out of some salad, man. If I was a vegetarian, I would have died and went to heaven. But they had so much stuff there.
Did you go up a couple of pant sizes after that cruise?
Well, yeah. I spent more time stuffing my food full of
face
full of food and drinking. I spent more time doing that, and I spent more time in the bathroom getting rid of it, making room for more food. I'm serious. I know housekeeper probably in there be like, "Oh man, I can't believe this guy, man." You probably hear like 6 o'clock news shit. Carnival Cruise Liberty just had a backup on the toilet system there. Yeah, because of me, Everett Lee. Because there's so much food and stuff. Entertainment was fantastic. The cruise director, his name was Donkey. This guy,
Donkey or Bobby Lashley?
No, Donkey. He was great, man. This guy was awesome. He was a good cruise director. He made sure everyone had a fun, good time, at dinner when we sit down, we the first night we ate dinner, we ended up wearing our clothes, that we had on. Like I had like my Metallica shirt, Ride the Lightning. I'm like, yeah. And then what's funny was the housekeeping guy came out. He's like, oh, how you doing, Mr. Denver? They called you by your first name. They knew you, which was awesome. He's like, Mr. Denver. He's like, I like your shirt. I was like, yeah. I was like, Metallica. He was like, Metallica. My wife's like, Metallica? I said, yeah. That right there is the universal heavy metal language anybody knows how to say.
I would thought it was. I thought it was
they know
Slayer.
How to say Metallica.
I thought it was Slayer. Like,
Slayer's
Slayer.
the same way. It's in that category.
Slayer.
You know what I'm talking about, Chris? It's like 84 country.
80s thrash metal.
The only problem is that if you say Metallica 3 times in a mirror, an internet downloading music site crashes.
But crazy. But entertainment wise, like that first night, I wore that and stuff and everything. Now the second night, we had to dress up. I wore my suit and everything I had on, and that was really nice. I wore my suit, coat, everything. Dinner was great. I had grilled chicken. I had the salmon. You know what I'm talking about? The
fish?
Yeah, the salmon fish. Yeah,
the salmon fish.
The salmon fish was fantastic. But the one thing I loved was one night I sat there and I had a chocolate martini, which was fantastic. The chocolate martini was great.
Did you have it shaken or stirred?
Oh no, he shook it right there. Dude shook it up and poured it in. And our waiters and stuff, and food service. Those guys.
What kind of angle did he shake it at?
He was like,
I'll admit, chocolate martinis and apple martinis are pretty good.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I love an apple martini.
But the one thing is that with it's like the food server, he knew my name. He's like, what would you like to have tonight, Mr. Denver? And I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to have this. Fantastic.
He seems a little like English.
I tried snail, garlic flavored snail.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
Dude, that was good. It tastes like chicken.
Now, this food guy sounds kind of American. You sure it wasn't more like Mr. Denver, or what do we want to eat tonight?
He was cool as hell. He was cool. I don't know what nationality he was though, but he was cool as hell. And the guys he had working with him, they moved around in an efficient manner. And
efficiently,
it was like, yeah, bam, 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 done.
Good. Good.
And one thing about like having all this food and stuff, I did try what was it, the beer Sea-Cal. I had Sea-Cal, the chocolate stout.
Yeah, those are good,
dude. I had a bunch of those. I drank a lot of beer with my wife's uncle. Me and him were up on the deck, on the 9th deck or 10th deck, drinking beer, drinking Bud Lights. I had a Miami Vice mixed drink one day.
Wouldn't he be Coke. Like your uncle too, technically?
Yeah, he would be. And we were up there smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, having drinks, having a good time and stuff. The entertainment was good. They did a thing called Flick where they did movie interactions of like different movies and stuff, parodies. America Rocks, that was cool as hell. They did parodies of like 80 songs and stuff, everything from Journey to what would you call it? Who else? Journey, Bon Jovi, REO Speedwagon, all those guys. They were just, it was just fantastic.
We got some activity going on here on the live feed page.
Yeah, what's going on the live feed page? Oh, look, David C. Russell's joined. What's up, David? What's up? About to end this podcast talking about my cruise, but shout out to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. What's up? One thing about the cruise that I liked was going to Nassau. The water was so blue, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. It was just so neat. Well, I went off there, bought a couple of shot glasses, excuse me, me and my wife went off, got a couple shot. I bought a couple shot glasses, picked out outfit for my daughter, a little outfit, and then also she got herself a shirt. We ended up staying there for a few hours, and then that night, the next day, we went to Half Moon Island.
Did you wind up walking on the beach in your like man Speedo too, showing everything off to everybody? Say, this is what America looks like right here. I call this the flagpole.
The flag. It was cool. It was cool just just walking around there on the beach because that sand was so soft and stuff. I buried my wife's feet and took a picture of it. I didn't have time to upload the pictures onto my off my phone onto the computer I was going to show, but all in all, it was just an awesome experience being on that island. My head got sunburnt. I put sunblock on everything else except the top of my head. It got burnt.
There's this thing called hair. People have it.
Well, I don't have that much hair.
It protects your head from the sun.
I don't have that much hair. But my hat I couldn't wear because my hat would blow off because of the damn wind. But one thing is, while we're there at docked it out in the water there at Half Moon Island, when we got back, I was up on the deck there on the 9th or 10th on the big screen watching that Liam Neeson movie where he's on the subway trying to find a person. You know what I'm talking about?
Taken Subway edition.
Yeah, it was, but it was awesome.
He's like,
we're sitting there drinking a beer with my uncle, smoking a cigarette.
He will kill you.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, no. He's a subway driver, so he will find you and he will transport you. He has a specific set of subway skills, a specific type of movement. He will check your ticket randomly.
But it was
it's like that movie Speed, where it's like, oh my God, there's a bomb on the bus, and the next movie, oh my God, there's a bomb on the boat. It's like it's just the same thing over and over again.
But
it's like Avatar. It's like the next two movies they bring out. What's going to happen? Blue thing is going to stick his hair to another thing's like hair thing. They're going to join hair.
Oh
he's going to take over him. That's all it is.
What are you laughing at?
Like, next thing you know, the next fad for the millennials can be like, oh, let's join hair.
But the third day we were at sea. We were at sea.
Get that ponytail
out, which was cool as hell. Now on the third night, they had like a Motown party down in the lobby there. We saw Flick, and then they said, let's go to the lobby. We're having our after party. So we're sitting there. I had a Jack of Coke in me. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm loose. I'm ready. And we're having a good time.
How many?
Now,
how many did you have?
Now my uncle's like, I want to go up and have a beer and a cigarette. I said, you know what? I do too, man. So we went over to the, like the clear elevators that go up and down and stuff. Well, me and him got in there, and they're playing, let's get it on, and we're sitting there. We started dancing and stuff, and people started looking up, laughing at us and stuff, and my wife's sitting there looking up, and she yells at the cruise director. I'm sitting there shaking my ass and stuff. Why this is all happening, she grabs a mic from him, or he shoves a mic in her face. She's like, that's my husband. She's like, tell me you love him. And he's like, I love you. And I was like, and shaking my ass. When we stopped, well, the elevator opened up. A couple ladies were like, oh, looks like you're having a party in here. I was like, yeah, come on, join the party. And they're like, no, we'll take the next one. And they walked off. We got up to the top, and we're going. A couple of ladies that were looking. Yeah, they were. A couple ladies were looking at us like, oh, you guys got some dance moves. I was like, yeah, man. So that was the third night, and then the last night was they had a hairy man chest contest, and the guy who won didn't even have a hairy chest.
Aww.
I know. He had no hairy chest.
I'm offended by that.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
My chest hair goes all the way to my back.
Excuse me, but what was so funny, we saw him coming up on...
I'm just saying, like...
Going on an elevator. He had braces. He's like 18, 19 years old.
Oh, really?
He was a kid.
He was a kid.
Oh, my God. My wife just informed me, that guy who won the hairy chest thing, he was a kid. He was a kid. He had braces.
He probably knew somebody in the inside.
He probably did.
Let me on that cruise. I'll show my hairy chest, hairy back, hairy ass, everything.
But that last night there, we ended up 12 o'clock at night. I had pizza and
what kind of pizza?
Ice cream. Had pepperoni pizza.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
Did you take a picture of it?
No.
We requested pictures of all food being eaten during this cruise.
I didn't want to look Well, you should have asked my wife's aunt because
I need to be able to visualize this meal.
You should have asked my wife's aunt because she was acting like a 16-year-old. Let's take selfies. It's like, come on, man. It's like, what are you? I was joking around, said something. I said, you guys are.
My selfie.
I said, you guys are worse than teenagers.
Dude, I have a selfie stick. I mean, I use mine all the time.
I feel bad for you. Don't walk outside. You may get struck by lightning.
You don't like taking selfies?
My selfie.
I'm just not a selfie person. I'm not a selfie person.
I took a selfie like 5 minutes ago.
Oh my god!
Technically, I'm taking a selfie with this camera right now.
That is true. You are. Technically, we are too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a selfie.
Hashtag ELS selfie duck face.
I mean, you're doing all the duck lips. That's you.
Yeah,
you know, and
stupid.
Hashtag
duck. You know how duck faces started?
Hashtag Tide Pod challenge.
You know how a selfie started?
Podcast City Network does not officially endorse this.
The Tide Pod challenge.
You know how selfie started?
How a selfie started?
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to take a picture of themselves when no one was around?
This is how they started.
Please tell me.
Yeah.
Go back to sleep, Jimmy.
What's going on, Aunt Diane?
You're getting your cock sucked, kid.
Wow.
Chris is just
was weak in his head.
Chris is speechless right now. He's just like, I don't know life right now.
That's basically it. But that last night, the next morning, I got up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I looked out the window there, and reality hit.
What was that?
There was.
You were white.
There was Cape Canaveral. Stuff. All in all, Cape Canaveral. We packed up our things, got off the boat, went home. All in all, I want to say this right here on a serious note. Let me pull a Lance Storm, guys. Can I be serious just for a moment?
Okay.
I want to thank each and every person on the Carnival Liberty for the hospitality and the hard work and everything they've done and did for me and my wife and all the people on the ship for making our vacations the best. I want to thank you for everything that you guys have done and do for people to get away from the reality, just to relax for 4 days, 7 days, and just have a good time and forget about everything that's at home and just have a good time with a lot of people. I want to thank you all for that.
All right, two serious things here real quick.
Also includes coupons for free reach arounds and back massages.
Two serious things. First thing, where's the first place you ate when you got back on land?
My house. I had a breakfast burrito. That was in the freezer.
Second thing, David C. Russell says he was on the poop deck. How much poop did you see on the poop deck?
I didn't see any poop on the poop deck.
Did you spend a lot of time on the poop deck?
No.
Aw.
Did it cross your mind to poop on the poop deck?
No.
Did you see anybody else pooping on the poop deck?
No, I didn't.
Did it smell like poop on the poop deck?
Excuse me. No, it didn't.
Huh?
It didn't. I didn't.
Was there a clear indication of why the poop deck is called a poop deck?
Drunk people can't make it to the bathroom.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Man, when you're standing on a ladder and you hear something splatter, diarrhea.
Well, I do want to close this podcast out with you guys and say that Podcast City Network.
Network.
Podcast City.net.
Do it again. Podcast City Network.
Podcast WNBC.
WNBC.
Podcast City Network.
Is the accent on Foo or Fighters? Ladies and gentlemen, the Foo Fighters.
Let me get through this promo, man.
Okay. Podcast City
All right.
Network.
PodcastCity.net. Head over to podcastcity.net for podcasts such as The Everett Lee Show, ELS Uncut, Imaginary with Scott Todd, Grimlock Show, Chris Carnage Show, Fork and Robert Cody, Super Radio Brothers, and much, much more. Wrestle Popcast, Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast on podcastcity.net. You can look us up on Facebook at facebook.com/podcastcitynetwork. Give us that thumbs up and send us a tweet on Twitter at podcastcitynet.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anything you want to add before we head out into the sunset?
Yeah. Doug says if we knew what did happen. So I got to ask you, what really did happen on the poop deck?
Poop. Chris, anything you want to add on this closing?
Just make sure that you check out everything Chris Carnage on the Facebook page at /Chris Carnage Official, and on the Twitter at Planet Carnage, and always check out the latest episode at podcastcity.net.
Did you say backside? Did you say backside? Poop deck.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I should start a new segment. It's nothing but like dirty jokes and call it the poop deck.
McShaft, you have anything you want to add before we close?
You can. You can catch me and all my poop deck humor at Twitter at the Real McShaft, or I think it's at Real McShaft. Also, Forking Around with Cody on Facebook, Podcast City Network. If you're in the southern mid-Florida, Volusia County area, and you see me walking around, say hey, throw me $1. I don't know, we'll eat ice cream together and talk about stuff. And I'll be back on this show soon to talk about more random stuff, and he's got to pee, so there we go.
That's it. Gonna hit this outro music.
Oh my God.
All right. I want to thank you guys for coming back on the Everett Lee Show podcast and hanging out. We always have a good time, man.
I want to thank Cruise Line Ships for having a poop deck. Nobody knows what it's for.
No, I don't. May never know, man. May never know. May never know.
Oh my God.
Everett Lee signing off.
McShaft and the poop deck signing off and flowing down.
Chris Carnage for the fans.
We're signing off. We'll see you again next week for another episode of the Everett Lee Show.